How's it going, YouTube? It's Upside DIY. So right here, I actually made a mistake. So now I'm gonna remake a video that shows that my hotspot is working. Let's see if this phone has hotspot. Let's say I had activated this phone and things, browser. So Wi-Fi utility. Please enter your phone number to request a verification code. Oh man, I'm getting this video starting. So this doesn't have a mobile hotspot. Perhaps I'm not, but that it does have an internet browser, and the main thing is I do get YouTube on this. What I had to do was I had to go into the Play Store, because there's a lot of account information, and like right here is my account, and this isn't my main phone that has service. This is actually on a separate device. So people can, well, I don't know, that's just random, but people can actually, use Wi-Fi and go onto a website, and then remember the email, remember the passcode, add another account. So things are still, what it is. Just when you have other devices, so that your devices don't really go to no use at all. There's camera systems. There's, connecting it to a Wi-Fi. Even though a couple of my devices, perhaps this tablet doesn't work, it's an Amazon Fire tablet, and the TV doesn't work, there are some other functions that still work. Craigslist still works. So here's Craigslist. I could, just see what's happening locally, or see if there's any deals locally. I could also get into a video game. I uploaded, or I installed a video game onto this phone. So I can still use Google Play Store, basically. And, as long as I'm still connected via the hotspot on this phone, through the hotspot, then I can actually, a lot of my video games that I play are saved onto the cloud server of Google Play and things. A lot of accounts and things are saved through websites, account number, emails and account numbers. I can also use Google basically and go to Amazon. So everything still works for the internet. I just can't make a phone call unless it's an emergency. That's just about it. Or send a text message, unless I had a special app or something. So right here I could go to Amazon. What's good about Amazon Prime, but I don't really manage to make false accounts and things. I try to make my accounts to something that I'm going to have for a couple years and things, and that I can manage to update as often as possible and things. That's pretty much the only way you could pretty much know and get a piece of mind of how far and large things can be. So YouTube uploads pretty fast. All my subscriptions are available. The videos that I normally have uploaded by YouTubers are still available. So I'm pretty satisfied. At least something still works, because there's still time and things to, and then managing. So let's just hope this, yeah, I guess the screen does rotate a it, but we're watching an exploring video. So yeah, I'm pretty this pretty much keeps everything really nicely possible and um entertaining. So thank you so much. Thank you so much. Really like how things are working out. Um, like I mentioned, there's these websites, and there's even my video game, which is pretty much this one. I could open that as long as I'm Wi-Fi connected. I can open that and start using it. Too bad a lot of these um, programs and things. This phone right here actually does not have Wi-Fi hotspot. There's a verified phone. Um, if I were to basically get a new phone, I like the one that I have from 2014 and things. If it had Wi-Fi hotspot, or you know, it serves as a router, then that's a good plus. Some phones, if I didn't have the hotspot, I could not. Um, some phones just don't have it, and luckily my phone did. So without it, then I couldn't Wi-Fi, test a lot of these devices. And Google itself still works and things. I could type in, just the news today, and then it's gonna still work. New, I could install an application or things. Try to, or not try, but just look at some of the headlines, just for some information, and then I could, check to Trump on masks, coronavirus live updates. It's pretty crazy. That it's just average stuff, and just finding out some of the specific functions and things. So it's connected Wi-Fi, screen protected. This phone, is this phone is pretty much, and I try not to, do too much. Whereas I get overburdened with work, or even trying to figure things out. I just like to relax and get good at one thing. I watch YouTube, or I don't watch, but you have 24 hours a day, but sometimes you spend 8 to 10 of it doing pretty much similar things as what you see right here. So but I made a video like this maybe 3 years ago, testing my mobile hotspot, and then I'm still testing it. So it's been quite a while since I've had these devices and things. Some of them, as I mentioned, still has to use, are lucky enough to still be unlocked. It's just, I've spent a few years testing and, relying on mobile devices and things, so I can actually, be more familiar with the, between device and device, be more familiar with their functions. So YouTube still works, and Craigslist, a lot of stuff still works. Just on this one, so I'm just gonna leave it like this. The only thing is, eventually, if you don't have mobile hotspot on your cell phone, you can't test other devices. You would actually need to try to, find like a public router, like at Starbucks and things, to test your devices, and just keep it unlocked, keep it on or off, you know, on standby and things, and then you should be able to make a lot of, you know, just have a lot of tools. And so what I want to try, you know, what I do with these devices is I actually use like a headphone jack that goes out and into like a stereo and things, and I can make like mixtapes and things. And you know, I enjoy, you know, just you know, there's even like Randonautica stuff, and there's a lot of cool videos are that are available. There's even like songs. So, oh man, falling awake. I'm kind of glad that, you know, that that's all that 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 I wanted to update my channel with. And I can still enjoy YouTube here. I can still enjoy Craigslist, but you know, I could just turn this off and just, you know, go into my mode, you know, just one device mode and things. But sometimes, so yeah, sometimes you just find stuff, I guess, for 15, 30 minutes of kind of looking around, like figuring out your best ideas. So to get a game on here, I had to go to Google Play Store, you know, and then I had to sign into my Google account, and then I was able to pretty much search the game, and then I installed it, which is Star Wars right there, and then and I have two or three other games and things. So that's how you can really, you know, switch or put apps onto other devices, is actually remembering your account information. You can always click the icon and it has your email there. Um, and always remember the passcode. I usually keep my passcode the same, so it's really easy to remember. But even like with this, I'm gonna have to write down this email and remember it somehow, and write it in an important place so you could remember it. You could actually, and you know, as long as you keep using that, and then just seeing, you know, some of the menus and options, you can pretty much keep it more private and on your own and things like that. If someone else is going to use your email address and passcode, then that's just another thing that can be contacted, and then they could try to. But yeah, so I do, you know, it's actually like the first time I used the cloud, the Play Store cloud, the Google Play Store cloud, or they have Apple Store cloud, just for a game. Just I'm really you know, and if I press this icon, it's going to load up the game and stuff. So I'm really impressed. I'm really impressed that I could do that. That's pretty much what you want to try to do when you get a new device and things, is you know, transfer, especially video games, transfer accounts. And you know, as long as you remember your Google Play Store account, then a lot of the even for YouTube, you know, you know, right here is pretty much YouTube. Um, has my Google Play Store account linked in, which is this one right here. Let's just press this icon, and it has a lot of my account information and what Google or YouTube is, because Google actually owns YouTube. So thanks for watching YouTube. See you guys on the next Upside DIY.